All right, we're gonna do it again. Off the cuff video. Yesterday's video did pretty well. 1,500 subscriber channel. This vlog has not stayed within a niche. By all means, the video shouldn't have been successful, but for some reason it was. And therefore, I'm gonna do a follow-up episode, which is what we're doing right now. And so a lot of you were questioning why we should be worried as creators about that. And I'm gonna use an analogy of a well, and all of the creators that are bottle digging, searching for gold, metal detecting, we're all drinking from the same well. So when we drink from that well, we're replenished, we're good to go. And that well is our monetary support from the advertisements that are placed upon our videos. You may wonder about the advertisements and how much money it pays and how that works. I'll talk about that in just a second, but what I want to get into is that the advertisers usually look within the same niche for certain people to place their ads on. So for instance, the ads on my videos are on Below the Plains, they're on Quarter Hoarder, they're on the Hoover Boys, they're on Aqua Chigger, they're on those guys' channels because the advertisers are paying within our niche for that stuff. Now, let's just say, for instance, that a channel shows up and they have 140,000 subscribers and 400,000 views, and it doesn't make sense at all. And they've got a fake silver play button to prove it and all that kind of stuff. Well, what happens when the advertisers pay this guy to put ads on his video, and then they figure out that, wait a second, every single click he's getting is coming from a bot farm in China or Korea, and wow, that's terrible. How come he's doing that? We just wasted all of our money on this advertising and we didn't get anything in return for it. Well, what happens is that guy poisoned the well, because now that advertiser leaves our niche. It leaves the treasure hunting niche and says, I want no part of it. So that affects me. That affects probably all of your favorite creators that are in the treasure niche that are legit. And there are by far way more legit creators than there are fake, but the fakers are going to be the ones that poison the wells, and they're going to be the ones that hurt the guys that make the content that you love. Because I myself, I'm not a millionaire or anything like that. I work a 40-hour week job and I do this as supplemental income, but also whenever I make these videos and stuff for YouTube, it allows me to travel. It allows me to go get content from areas that I wouldn't be able to, or wouldn't be able to afford to do without the support of the advertisements. Now let's talk about how YouTube decides how much money you make on the RPM of your channel. That's been a topic of discussion by several YouTube channels that don't seem to grasp, and that's being very polite, don't seem to grasp. They're basically spewing false information across the niche about RPM. So your RPM is factored upon three different things. The first thing is the niche. Depending on the niche that you're within, certain niches pay more than others. If you're a gamer, it's going to pay a lot lower than, say, the treasure niche. I'm in the treasure niche. Let's say I went to real estate. Real estate's going to pay roughly twice as much as the treasure niche. Now you may wonder how I know that. Well, I have a real estate channel and it's got like 20-something thousand subscribers. I'm partners with another YouTuber that you guys all know, but I don't know if he wants y'all knowing that we do that channel or not. But that being said, that channel's been very lucrative for us with far less views than even our main treasure channels, because the RPM is so much higher because of the advertising agencies. Advertising is like, hey, real estate's an easy thing to plug stuff into. We can sell house products to those people that are looking for houses. We can do this, we can do that. Therefore, it just pays a whole lot more money. Now, in the treasure niche, what can you expect? So what I've seen is the more views you get. So say you get above 10,000 views. Your RPM starts to slowly trickle down. And then as a video starts to go, what I consider viral is anything over 100,000 views. So when a video starts to go semi-viral, over 100,000 views, that RPM really starts to go down, because what's happening is the advertisement is getting pushed into different people in different niches. So YouTube's starting to suggest your content to a brand new audience. And when they do that, they don't know whether that audience is young, old, indifferent, male, female, identifies, whatever. They don't know about that kind of stuff. And so as they push these out to different people, your RPM drops fast. I'm talking about really, really fast. But on average, you're going to see between $5 and $20 per 1,000 views. So for instance, during Christmas, you're going to see a lot higher dollar amount per video than you will after Christmas. Now, what's the reason for that? Advertisers look and say, okay, well, there's a lot of people Christmas shopping this time of year. Let's put a bunch of ads in these guys' videos and pay more for them and make sure that they show up better, because people are shopping online right now for Christmas presents. So once Christmas is over, something called the Adpocalypse hits, and it affects all creators. I don't care what they say, it does. When you hit January, everybody's RPMs goes back down a little bit by usually 30 to 40%. So back during Christmas, I was having $18, $20 RPMs pretty consistently. That's strong. That's a lot of money per 1,000 views. Then we hit January, and I've watched them fall back down to $8 or $9, something like that. It's not the best. However, it still helps us get out and film and be able to do stuff. It puts gas in the gas tank. It buys camera gear. It buys editing software. It does a lot to help us make more videos. Now, another thing that dictates how much money you make per 1,000 views is the age of your audience and the gender of your audience. So the advertisers will look at the age of someone and decide how much money they want to spend to advertise on that channel. So my channel is primarily people above the age of 45. Now, they're willing to pay a lot more money to people that are above the age of 45 for a couple of reasons. The first reason is disposable income is readily available. So if you've got a guy that's retired, he probably has a pension, maybe a 401k, he's going to be able to buy that metal detector that they advertise, or he's going to be able to possibly think about that truck that it shows driving across the screen during the advertisement. Who will not have the disposable income is the younger audience. And that's why like the gaming niche that I talked about actually doesn't pay as well, because the younger audience doesn't have as big of a wallet. I mean, let's just be honest. They don't have the money to spend to buy and click through on that ad and buy what's there. So the advertisers pay way less for that. They don't pay nearly as much for a younger audience. Now, the other thing that I was talking about, the gender, who primarily shops online? My wife would argue and say me, that I'm on Facebook Marketplace looking for all kinds of old junk all the time. I would argue that the Amazon cart is more full and that she does. Well, apparently the advertisers agree with me. And if you have more females in your audience, you make more money. So the advertisers are willing to pay more for an older female viewer than they are a younger male viewer by far. And that's all, it all has to do with advertising and marketing, which is part of my day job as well. So there again, I hope y'all enjoyed this breakdown in this video. I'm just shooting stuff out as fast as I can talk. I know a lot of you will probably listen to this and think, oh, it's that crazy guy talking about this stuff again, but it seems like there was a lot of interest in yesterday's video, and I wanted to break it down a little bit further for the creators. Yesterday's video, the whole thing that I wanted people to take away from it was I wanted them to learn how to use Social Blade and learn how to pick out the false channels, the ones that are inflating their subscribers, the ones that are inflating their views and calling them out. And I think that most of you get now that your sub conversion from your view count is going to be less than 2%, and anybody above that you need to question heavily. So anyways, guys, we're out. Let me know again. Y'all want me to do another one of these? I will. We'll see you guys in the next video.